Hello, everybody. This is Global Warming Skeptic, and this is The Young Turks is Exposed, episode number 14. This is going to cover the Young Turks and their reactions in general to the Abin Mohammed ordeal, where he created a clock which school officials thought looked like a bomb. So he was detained until they could determine that it was not a bomb, but a clock. Now, first of all, I have nothing against Muslims. I have nothing against Ahmed Muhammad. He looks like a nice kid. I don't think he ever intended any ill will. But it's not his doing that is the problem. It is the media's response. Let's listen to this story in brief from the Young Turks itself, and then I will comment further.
Appeared on Chris Hayes' show on MSNBC, and he was surprised by someone who works for MIT. Watch what happened.
So, Ahmed, I'm so happy that you're coming out on top. And I just want to say, by the way, you are my ideal student. A creative, independent thinker like you is the kind of person who should be becoming a physicist. As a theoretical physicist, I would love it if you took an interest in the mathematical side, although you're clearly very adept with your hands and at building things. So I hope you'll think about theoretical physics. If there's any possibility that you can come visit us at MIT, I would love to give you a tour of the Center for Theoretical Physics and the Kavli Institute for Astrophysics. And I'm hearing from my former advisors at Harvard College that they would love for you to come to the Center for Astrophysics, the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. So I really hope that you'll come visit us in Cambridge. It would be fantastic to have you. You are the kind of student that we want at places like MIT and Harvard.
All right, so for anyone who might not know who Ahmed Mohammed is or why this is relevant, he was a 14-year-old student who was arrested. That were alarmed. The result, of course, all charges were dropped because he didn't create a bomb at all.
So yesterday we predicted that conservatives would rush out and attack him today. And of course, true to form, they have.
Yeah.
Now they're showing pictures online of his clock and comparing it to IEDs. Okay. So, but we already know it's a clock, right? And so you would think, or I would think if we lived in a decent society, that at this point, MacArthur High School would have come out and been like, or whoever was responsible for arresting him. I'm not saying everybody's got to come down and be like genuflect and be like, oh my, I'm so sorry, Ahmed Mohammed.
Okay, let's cut that here. The MSNBC show and the Young Turks reaction, as well as the Young Turks obsession, pretty much shows the sad state of affairs of the Young Turks. For example, you have stories cited by this New York Post article, just kind of briefly going over the obsession of Ahmed Mohammed and comparing it to other cases where students were arrested despite having done nothing wrong, such as the kid who got arrested for writing a story about using a gun to kill dinosaurs, or somebody who made a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun and pretended to shoot people with it. Now, those things are a little bit more obvious than somebody who brings in a clock that others clearly thought looked like a bomb. It clearly did not look like a cuckoo clock or a normal clock, especially if you look at some of the pictures of the clock. And this is a testament to Ahmed Mohammed. He really did a number with this clock. It looked really, really cool what he did with the circuitry, especially at that young age. And if by chance you are watching this, Ahmed, I'll say that looked amazing. As somebody who is interested in technology himself, I absolutely applaud you. That was an amazing piece of work. But going back to speaking in general, again, these other kids who got in trouble, it's important to note that they got nothing. They got nothing in the form of support from Zuckerberg, MIT astrophysicists, Harvard people, and all of that. And again, that's not against uh, Ahmed. It's amazing to have opportunities, and I'll never ever step on someone else's toes that has an opportunity. However they got it, I say great job. But the only thing I'm saying is it's important to note the hypocrisy of liberals, what they are willing to do to get support, because in the end, all this talk of Ahmed Muhammad, it's for political points, because you don't see them going after the people who, you know, don't really have guns but are having things mistaken for guns and being detained for that. It's this double standard that is the problem with the Young Turks and how they deceive their audience and how they get them to how they exaggerate one case, blow it up as big as they can in order to get support from a particular group of people, not only for their viewership, but for progressivism in general. And that is grossly dishonest. The Young Turks, you should know better than to keep exaggerating cases like this, pull out individual cases, blow it up, and then when you get to stories like, oh, say Kate's story, just kind of tuck it under the rug. Don't talk about it. Just, don't even focus on that kind of story where you have sanctuary cities. No, no, no. Just focus on your narrative so that you get votes, so that you can pretend like you're some kind of saint to your audience. You're not. You're a bunch of liars. Cenk, you are the king of liars. Your network is essentially the Fox News of the left. The only difference is Murdoch is a legs man and you're a tits man. Thanks for watching. God bless.